Ricky, are you? Get off man as a motor monarchy was spread. You won't get one on lady of you and sing. Oh, I know by the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Allegro Africa Podcast. And on today's one, we have salesman, entrepreneur, record label owner, hip hop artist, rapper. If I bad to say no, hip hop pioneer, multimedia engineer. This person is a videographer, photographer, sound engineer. I want to emphasize the fact that he is the man who carried an era by himself with his hand. Well, not by himself, but in his own hands. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Datele Mekwan, also known as Mech,
hey, and so many
also
other
known
names.
as Mr. Mech, also known as Tulo Munyake. All of them you, ya PDD.
Hey, man.
Okay, meaning hana kwenze onza chincha ga mpitseng phafu mpitseng didi mpitseng ing. What was the strategy ya mabitso?
So ke bathona ba ke bathona ba kareng ke phela ke le mongata. There's a lot of me's. You understand?
Well, maybe go support intro again.
Yes, definitely, definitely. You know, the various characters for mabaka mangata.
You
know, le Tulo Munyake le la passport. That's the guy that my girlfriend meets.
Sure.
You know,
your mom
my
knows.
mom speaks to my sister. You know, those intricately close relationships get to experience Tulo Munyake. These other guys, ke di face tse sireleditseng khotso ya moya wa Tulo Munyake.
Damn. I feel you.
So
I definitely feel you, ne? And I little internal no ya. In fact, it will be ntwa how kala o tuma. O so le expose the two.
Yes.
To say bye.
Taba tsa ha sa le tsa ha. O so le thepa ya setjhaba.
Jali le mekwane yena o ke character go twinging.
So in a simple way, le mekwane ke Tiea ke ka Sotho. Tiea, for those who don't know, stands for Tools the Mechanic.
Ah, great.
Tools
the beat.
Tools iling le reneketso la thulo.
Yeah.
Which was given to me by my grandma.
Ooh, nice.
Mechanic, because that's usually ke Tiea, you go ba TV game.
Mechanic.
Yes. Because I ended up now fix, mix, matching.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So it stems from hore sale ke le motho a rata go qhaqholla o kopanya o lokisa o fitlila wa bona le yona pina ke fitletse.
Yeah, che, for sure.
You understand? Ke le ka ba le di software nyana ka penya mona ka penya mane go ya kopana
until fitla style ne.
Yes.
SothoHop o ikile jwang because I think and not incorrect, but I think how kala no size o sa repela Sotho kapa bongata ba the artists kapa di rapper were not doing Sotho at that time.
No, we didn't know how to believe in it. Also isala re le Basotho ba lahlile.
I see.
Re ruta dintho sekgowa ha bo rona re phela sekgowa mona le mane re batla ho tswaketswakella Sesothonyana ebe se a qhala
ntho tse chezang re di bona ka sekgowa on TV.
Yes, you know. Also, I didn't like the way I sounded. Ha ke bua Sesotho.
Cause what la sound that day.
8 years into my English rap style, I realized this is not working, man. This is taking too long to make impact. Which
one is this one?
Cape Town school.
Okay.
Got 5 minutes to Friday. MIP, rest her soul. Good times. Everything changed for me. Every single thing changed. The way people listened to me, the way people looked at me, the way people spoke to me about what I do. You know, then I made another one. braka ya ba ka mora pina tse pedi ya ba ke a bona no
ga ke na mo
ke tlame ke tshwaragale mo which is what ended up leading to bitsola le mekwa ne ke sebetsa holo le motswalla ka nuts kapolo kotomane yo hona is now Freddy Fons wa KCC money. Yes, he's the guy that we actually started fiddling musically with. He was my backbone for quite a long time.
Nice.
I often tell people that I tried to quit 3 times.
Music.
Yes. 3 different years, the consecutive, and each time I was saved
man.
by this homie. He would come from school with a new beat and he'd say, man, I made this dope beat and yeah, give a for my hippie and I'm about to say braka ikloka wena benzi kra dog I sana mic I can headphone computer crashile I always had a reason as to why ke quit
ska ka nthina ska ta ka beat
ibe no bunyane mamela ke mamela kutlele no ntate modimo ke kopa tshwarelo
a ke tlwele
ke sabile ha ke sa tla pheta ntwe ne ntse ke bua ke etsa pine na motho you know. And the 3rd year it happened, I made a promise to God to say I'll never do this again,
this quitting thing.
Like I get it. I get what you're trying to show me, my G. Let me see what I can do, you know. And it built up to was it 2000 Yeah, I think it was 2008. That's when I first went to Cape Town.
But when I heard this SothoHop, who else is doing it?
The guy that first inspired me to rap.
Who is?
MC Conantram, aka Drama, aka for those that know him from TV, Linka Moshwe from Yalla or Xokelelo or Greed and Desire, the guy who's on TV now, who I first saw at a talent show at my high school when I was still short and fat. Xokelelo rapper. Kelelo from one from one. Because I started Machabi. You know,
I just had to throw it out there.
Sure,
I don't know.
Even I can analyze our sister school.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So bana ba kena nkolo tsa magoa.
Exactly.
Ba sweu. Ya papa. You know.
Sure. So and then I say rule downtown.
Amen.
Sure.
And along the way we became friends.
Okay.
But for many years we never discussed music. Until one day we met on the streets. Oh, also when I first saw him, he was already rapping Sotho. This is 2001, 2002.
It was not a thing.
Yes.
Sure.
So he was already one of the first to commercialize rapping Sotho alongside Enafainisto Makarere, the SothoHop originator. Because he was in our space one of the first to actually start dabbling. Ke sa re bahulwana ba rona bo zido go le babang ha ba ka ba itsa, but more prominently
Glaspanale Papazine anyway.
Yes.
Tell me something. Tell me something.
Zido ke mohulwane brayaka, like it was a dream to even be in the same space with him.
Thank you.
But we partnered on works tsa Big Bang le MIP na gonyane ne re pusha Basali Basali haholo because I was borrowing Skibza a lot.
I see.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There were other projects that he was into that he ended up adifile batho ba ntshepetseng hore di ka handle again in terms of the mixing, mastering. Z-Dog is a very particular guy.
Okay.
Doesn't trust just anybody. You have to earn
trust their high.
Him to just look at you, in fact.
What are you saying?
You have to earn it. Because that guy has done some big things
in the country.
Yes. And outside. Challenges, which is, I believe, now the fortune that we have the Allegro Africa podcast. Nothing's documented. You know? So, Kidumela, through this channel, we'll be able to tell our fuller story. These youngsters don't get anything. How about we see how easy things have become because we sweated out for them to this point. And I believe that's also what's compromising the industry, the business space, and the art. We don't know where we come from.
So, Nana, they're missing the important hustles.
I think they're missing everything.
Shit.
Everything.
So a lot of them
will tell you, hey, but they weren't inspired by us. They were inspired by our finished product. They don't know us. I tell guys, and I remember there were 3 specific shows where I paid to get on stage.
Sure.
Promote.
Damn it.
You understand? But through the pain of experiencing all of those things, I'm this brand that I am today.
Have you seen an artist at pushing the gig in the country? Ebe mara wena you're like mara mutena hana skill
Babangata. Babangata hole. In fact, boholo ba artists tsa rona tse tumeng haholo tse pushang haholo ha se the best of what we have to offer.
Sure. What's causing that?
How to say holo popi brak? It's a worldwide fact. It's not even a business fact. It's you're too much. Like how we need you to grow. So what's the point?
Well, in the perspective of the industry, I guess.
Yes.
Because I believe a person as Ansalo Udumu can still grow.
Yes, but
like there's no limit.
But grow how? Now when I realized I reached a cap musically, because also I'm like I was saying, I grew up short and fat. So I'm still that guy in my head. I don't look like him, but I'm still recovering and healing from.
I don't remember a fat version of yourself.
I became like this Kafumbi.
Oh, I think that's when I started to know you hair.
And also, I first realized I look different because I just passed some girls I was in class with and they didn't recognize me.
What?
Until the homies I was with over the holidays called me out. And then the girls behind like, wait.
Oh.
Only then, yes, when I heard them, I realized, okay, something's different about me.
Shit.
You know? So things started changing, man. Girls started talking to me more. I was getting more attention. I was starting to bug out because I'm like, I'm not used to this. What's happening? Like I was saying, I was still fat. Okay. And Machabing taught us a lifestyle, fitness, in extreme. Okay. And I adapted very quickly to it because I enjoyed activities.
Were you bowling?
I enjoyed soccer. I enjoyed basketball. I used to play any and everything as long as the energy in my body can get used up. You know? So because of my fatness, I was always alone. I ended up living alone in my head.
Intentionally so.
I don't think it was intentional. I think it was a defense. I am. How people about how would papading I'm always picked last. Girls don't talk to me. Like anything that a guy wants to be included in. For be involved. I'm also a nerd. TV game, the computer. I'm already not fitting into the general.
Again.
I feel you. So there's a lot that's working against me in terms of the person I am in
What's
my
in your head, how it's time to form Mtotinge MIP, and where the artists already, like how it's a MIP,
MIP was the result of a number of consecutive gigs where by this time we're now a duo with Drama.
Okay,
MC Conundrum. Again, Lemekwa ne ke lefue bitso le ke le Kotoman because ke mmitsa le Kotoman.
Oh, really?
I have to find I think I'm going to find value in the name because
Sure.
But I'll end up finding value and learn that lemenkwani is like a knife or a tool in Sotho. So na ke lemenkwani we requested any because it sounded that's why I say lemekwa.
Yeah.
Which still applies to tools, the mechanic.
Sure.
It's just the same guy kabitsola
handle badly.
All
right.
And Conundrum who ended up being drummer was then converted to Drama ke Koreka, who then dubbed us Drama le Lemekwane #1.
I haven't seen Koreka in a while.
Phela Josie Braga wa shooter the docu, shooter the film. He's all over Africa. He's a writer. He's doing amazing things. Amazing.
That's one
things.
of the people who. Okay,
that's one of our gods.
But for me, I think Mudimo wana wa mino because you know yena le. LK.
Yes.
When they pusha. No answer the album.
Yeah, my G.
And
they also family.
Possibility and twin.
Wait,
look in the country.
They were some of the first to drop a CD.
Sure. Ni upla software to Niro.
Yep.
In an interest in a right, a design, a printer. Damn it. But anyway, MIP.
Sure. So Serele Drama le Lemekwa. Sereta male RMC. So everywhere we go, Hotemongole Drama le Lemekwa and RMC.
What's going on?
So I remember I was actually in the bathroom when I was thinking about it. And when I came out, busy. Dog, we need to find
something.
We need to find a name. So MIP, the original MIP was Magic Eye Productions, which is the home of MIP, Magic in Progress. So but it has to align with our name is sincerity. We can't fall out of the scope of MIP. And he's like, yeah, okay, Magic in Progress.
Nice.
And that was it.
Nice.
Then from there, people started coming to the studio. We'd work with people. If we really felt like there's something here, we want to help you.
There's Magic in Progress.
Yes.
Who did that beat?
RMC.
No.
For real.
I can still watch the beat.
No. My dog, that guy was in my right hand for nothing.
Ne.
Like Mutenu hosle mone ke kgetsemela ting. Ne ke sa gone go kgetsemela. Because really he's full of knowledge. Like he knows too much. I was learning so much from the guy who I was supposed to be teaching. Sure. There was stuff about sound, and he's a video guy.
Sure.
But there were a lot of things about sound and software and plugins and no man. I ended up getting jobs because we were partners. You understand? Because we were those guys bouncing energy and knowledge.
So I guess it's the same criterion into the movement.
All the time. Now, MIP can go, in as much as I mentioned the three performers, there was also our guy, Doglender,
okay,
and our DJ, Mech.
Nice.
So the five of us are the original founding members of MIP.
So I listening, he was like, Tepe's movement. Was the label MIP in label movement
you know Dallas Tiea. Yo, there's this new movement called MIP on radio, and I'm like, but DT, I never said this is a movement. But after he said that, only then did I realize the kind of reach and impact we had. It's only when I heard the late great Miss P, that was by Mr. Megeda Shoda, and I'm like, whoa, hold up.
Wait, she said that.
I didn't know that's a thing. No.
Oh,
it was already there.
Yeah.
But we can say like I was saying, I never see because I'm still living in my fat era in my head. So I can record. I'm still nervous.
Sure.
So, ke tla re ke Mr. Mekeda, ebe ha ke tloetsa backup take, ke ikaraba. Sure da. Hore ke be sure hore ehlile ke Mr. Mekeda.
Ene ona le motho a profileng daide.
So Miss P fitla etsa moyeng.
Abila etsa le karabo eno no.
And I'm like, oh snap.
This is the thing.
Ke mathaka yo. And I started doing it at performances. I started using it as a crowd chant to engage with the audience so that I can suss out the kind of energy of the audience I'm dealing with and what kind of songs I need to leave out. Or
because I'm seeing you. Just to give perspective to people at home is that Miss P was a radio presenter.
Sure.
But one of the first people to impactfully so promote local production.
Intentionally and unapologetically.
Yes. On radio, they had like control to do it. Unlike I been out,
sure.
I push a fella.
Nasa would say anybody, anything.
What I want to know, do you think we have people who are at least close to that on radio?
I think we have a lot of them, but I think they're dismayed.
Why?
Because a lot of the things that gave radio personalities the confidence to do that kind of stuff aren't happening. What do I mean? I became the brand that I am largely because I used to make radio jingles in a time where we weren't being played on radio at all.
Yeah.
Until radio jingles started sounding like songs and got longer and longer, and I would invite people over and say, "Yo guys, how is a DJ mama wa radio jingle?"
Oh,
And jingles started being 2-3 minutes, 5 guys on them, 8 to 12, 16 bar
and
verses.
Well known.
And that's how we started getting airtime. That's how we started getting airplay. We started getting regular rotation. One time I heard a caller request 2 jingles.
Wow.
And I knew from that moment, this is it. This is how we're gonna get in here. Everybody that I know, guys, and suddenly our songs were regularly playing on radio. You couldn't escape us because it's our voices. So anywhere your ear hears our voice, it sounds like a household sound, like your dishes.
Sure.
You can't escape it. It's there. So you have to hear these people out. Well, we forced our audience to like us. You understand?
That should be the strategy going forward, actually. Artistic, it's around.
And even in that time, I would fight with radio personalities and DJs and say, you guys don't understand that it's your task to make people like us. It's not your task to play Pinate to me. Your task is to educate your people, empower your people.
But are they doing it now to empower?
That's what I'm saying. They can't. Because Luguna Haraba we tap ba hore re ba tsieditse ka foundation eno hore re ba emise re ba phamise and make them look and sound cool to the audience via what? Us getting into studio and recording 30 seconds of us saying this person is the coolest person to listen to.
Okay, I get you. Yeah.
You understand? I can make my 5,000 people like this person. You can do the same thing. This person can then have an extra 10,000 people over however many people they have. Ya ba vale wa hopola hell team e ke nthusitse hore ke a ku fise palo e kana a go re ke letse pina tsa motho ne bikina ka ofe
MIP mo sebeditse.
Sure.
Are you happy? Do you feel like you could have done more? Kappa, both. You're happy and we could have done more.
So because I'm an agent of accountability, I'm going to say I'm happy and unhappy. I'm unhappy because I feel I let my team down in many ways.
Okay.
But most importantly, I didn't know how to find a way to equip them to stand on their own and not need me to always be there. To always be the one doing everything. I think
I feel you.
That's where the biggest challenge was.
But Naki Wonika, most of our artists don't know Tiea.
Yes.
So how you are solo? You need a team, right?
Yep.
I don't think they even know the team they need and the type of people to fill the positions in. But to actually even run that team, I don't think into it in general. That's what I've seen in the country.
Not at all, Abtuaga. Musebetsuno also requires a lot of self-sacrifice. You can't lead people and still expect yourself to matter. You understand? You are the soil. You are the fertilizer to see that these flowers grow. So you have to be ready to be that. Mashala, the minute I took on a crew, I stopped releasing anything individual.
Solo.
Completely.
Yeah.
I disappeared completely because I knew that having the brand that I have, being the size that it is, haona mo artists tsa ka dikabatsa ke le teng yaba di gona go hlahella. Ke tla mo dula ke eme ka mo ga bona ke le setshoso sa ntwe ka batlang go ba atamela ka tsela isedi. But ke be bona ka pele gore re thisaka se ba apare ka moriti o tla ba sireletsa from metšheso ene e hlaya.
Ho ya kan MIP it's a hip hop Lesotho and made it a thing.
Sure.
Made it an era.
I often say until we came and released the collaborative effort that was Basali All-Star Remix, Basotho acted like for the 12 years before that we weren't there.
Yeah.
Like like we didn't exist. And then we dropped one song and spoke about women. And boom,
multiple times for that
Mech. You understand? And another thing about MIP was the magic in us made people believe things. Like America and make people believe that there's no way.
Sure. What's the copyright strategy?
Just don't make money with people's stuff.
Don't make money.
Because
okay, so you're not selling the song.
No.
It's on YouTube, you're not getting ads.
What we can do, you know. And you'll have a better case if you remake the beat than if you use the exact same one.
I see what you mean.
You still, but the melody faded.
So
no, nine. Online because I know everybody's remaking things. Remake of Versace instrumental. FL Studio file. Ka chincha di plugin in set enkamono. Ka kenya drums e lentsaka. Ka kenya di synths e lentsaka. Ka compela. Vela ka mix hore e suite verse e nngwe le nngwe accordingly. Ho sane ho ska batho. Mamela mona ke loop ya kira. Ana loop ya letho mon.
Kimang anale sile ho Basali.
Njaka o tla ntshagela fela le yena wa tseba le team go fela ya tseba nna sa le ke utlwa verses e sa chasing haholo ile ya Juvie. And that's my nigga for real. Like that's my homie the death. Exposure never kill a man. But
what was it lacking?
Dare I say it? That verse is his second one. Because Kihaneapi. And he was in bots at school.
Yeah,
you know, and we sent the beat to him. We're like, yo, dog, there's no way we're leaving you out of this. You know. Originally, the All-Star remix was only supposed to be 6 people. But homies started asking for a remix. We're planning a remix. And we realized, okay, this is about to be bigger than we thought. So let's involve these guys.
How big is big though?
Well, it was the first thing of its kind.
What happened?
It's because the first homie to hit me up about a remix was Turk. And Turk doesn't just get involved in stuff.
Sure.
Turk is about his business.
Yeah.
Even back then, he was still very about my brand. He hit me up, was like, yo, bro, I don't know now, but what's up?
So Juvie wanaga mona no fast, but it's fine. We're gonna put it on the project.
I didn't say it like that. I said RMC you motho na ke batle verse. Motho ha mamela rona bana ba bantse ba etsang. A re fe verse e jileng. E ya ska nna ba pa. Because also when you know somebody, you're not gonna pussyfoot around them. O tlo mo betsa wena monna ha eba o tlameha o channel Jackson. channel Jackson I get ho nona le alter ego before it's about Juvie ne bitsa Jackson okay ba tsebe go Juvie kila ba Jackson a repa so nna ke a tseba hore
ke flopile ire eno ya
I know Juvie can rap not this king of MSU quiet guy that he's showing us
ngana le stress na sita ho pusha
hlola mo sa re khote o sa etella ntinana che ke batla go sa etella because we le gona re atella we've set out and we've allowed hore ha holo ka repong ka mo
standard I see what you mean
you understand
ibile le tshile la gona le khona ho thola ba aish how did you get 17 how did you get into remixing 17
Stana texted me at 2 a.m.
guys me no tlo dia fatsa ba fethu
you got money hell ke bone bo za khweda ba tlo release remix ya 17 da
all star ya Mzansi
so hi nna ke nana bra ka re tatele re drop ya gona pele ba e drop
okay
and I'm like my G now you already know however verse ya ka ke ntho e hlokang you've got it mpebit
is he the one who was spearheading it
o ka tshwa
okay
2 hours later o be ke ntse re buaneng 2 in the morning 2 hours later nsendela beat it's a remake we ke eno it's ready jale o re assign na task he's like yo man o tla lata batho ba gago ke tla lata batho ba gago
ga
ga buisane re bua le bo mangala ga la batho ba who ended up appearing on the video okay nna ke tla bua le nyeo o no tla bua le nyeo ga ba lata ha kena studio a week and a half later ga shoot a video
okay so there's no communication lezakwe
no
these guys
the only communication came after the fact when it was done and I sent it to my guy TTP TTP is talent manager. He's one of the organizers of SA Hip Hop Awards, Back to the City Hip Hop Festival. In fact, TTP's been my link to SA for a lot of things. A lot of our guys who worked through me and ended up in SA, but to TTP.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah, ba bantse se ba ta ipuelela ha ke na bitsa mabitso a bona but re na le di appearance tsa bo rhythm city ha ke tsa mohlala shora hona le ntho tse hotmani leno there are many of us Eltor Doglander Uncle Fifth myself who are appearing on what is called TTP Presents Hip Hop Sessions.
I see.
Nna ke atsa ke hlahile ho ena le bo Proki di bo Double HP Uncle Fifth le bo Ifani hi Ifani atata le Sotho the first time. It was through Homotsebaka TTP.
Okay.
You know,
nice.
La batata le red button. Same story. TTP was still involved. So now that's always been my thing. If I TTP the DVD had little Sotho ke mohlaba di DVD, here's what I've been collecting Yamakaya da hot money. If you like anything or anybody, you got my number. I'll hook you up.
Who did the beat ya Homotseoya?
Black Steel Productions. And then I just added my
here and there.
Uncle Fifo ore ke na le ntho twinge Hollywood. Mahipi a manga bitsa crisp. Ba tlame o Mech bra ka o fe crisp. Choko ena ore Mech tlame o sepina ha ho Mech a tsebe ho isa Hollywood.
I see.
Ke le pole chenyane nngwe.
I see.
Le pole chanka yone sa tshwaneng le ya bana ba ba.
Ma Jita anza push MIP individual.
Yeah, some of them ke bonus tolonza le teng o pela yamba holo yamba won't let him you know
nice.
I don't know about Rifle ke atsa o sa isele motho a sebetsang
okay
Flix una sa rekisa body fruits but he was still pushing his clothing hustle. I saw Kim is about to release something.
Nice.
But Lena was
Shuffle
still
again into business like
Shuffle is adulting. Also Shuffle has always been different.
Okay.
Even Kanako the business, he was never really part of the business. He was just there because Wenzi, a street legend, Kikasiyaha. And
see.
People like the way his voice sounds. But I don't think he was ever an actual full-fledged artist.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
About his food business and other things. You can rap, dog. I've got cameras, dog.
Yeah,
and a
I've
studio,
got it.
dog.
Let's see.
Part of the reason I moved to KTA when I did was RMC was going through some stuff. And I didn't like the environment he was in and some of the people around him. So that was me saying, I need to protect my right hand because without this guy,
beautiful,
I'm going to falter.
Beautiful.
But also, Shuffle had just started, his family and what. And I'm like, this guy is also another loose cannon. I need to be near him to maybe help him align with Ntotsa. So my thing was always, I need to help Shuffle's pizza setup. I say the advert, it's a pizza high narepe, see that my homie Taupisi gets out of whatever's in his mind. And
how is he now?
And I do give him in and out of Josie. He's a married guy.
Beautiful.
Coca-Cola.
That's nice. That's beautiful.
But growing vastly, Leana 45 FA, Kappa 44 as they call him. Leana, he's starting to get back on his feet. He's starting to clear his mind from whatever may have been his challenge.
Are you doing it again, MIP?
I'd like to deliver on what we promised our audience before we split up. We were in the process of a compilation, an album of sorts. But that's it. I don't want us to tour together. I don't want anything. I just want us to so ke fodile hona jin le bona ba fodile, and we all have a different perspective of the space. I remember 3 to 4 weeks after we split up, a couple of them were already hollering at me. I hot man, I can't hi. I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Sharp, I'm hurtful. I gave y'all a good 7 or 8 years of my life. Y'all niggas were about your own things, so I need to go sort myself out.
What were the things that they were saying? Ke
hana ha ba pantsola ke ba kwalletse menyako ke hana ha ba di solo artist ne ba ntwetsa dikaka tsa ntate ba ntwetsa mantwetsa.
So we had a conversation before we shot, and he did mention this. I just wanted him to say it on camera. Why it's so career ke yone je me
ne ba tana ba itse I'm standing still and now I'm jealous. So I don't want them to shine. Ke hana ha ba popa bona ba batla ho etsa di solo project nna ke ya hana.
So how about khutla ba o letsetsa ka mo the week still is split? What are they saying now as opposed to what they were saying?
Ba batla fela timitsu se ba bone gore ha ile hantle hlile ntwe ne ntse ba ena hana. Hi,
are we speaking egos now?
We're speaking egos, we're speaking knowledge, we're speaking understanding and framework.
Lack of knowledge.
Yes, we're speaking relationships in the business space. We're speaking holistically. Guys suddenly realized what my actual worth to their ecosystem really was.
How did you get the Econet deal? But it's a George guy.
Again, I'm gonna show you a lot of things about the success stories. They're all based on long-term relationships and how we navigate them.
True.
That deal should have been maybe Uncle Fifth's or Skips D's or other guys who came before me.
Your L tours.
Yes, but it couldn't, because as we grow, dynamics change and the way our relationships are get affected.
Okay.
I'm one of the few people who stuck by and with Dallas T forever. Through all sorts of challenges, through free gigs, through gigs that didn't go right,
especially because he was pushing for days. On radio, off radio, in the streets of the streets.
Yes. So I've always been a downline of or an extra hand of his per se.
Yeah.
So Leone na ihlaile ka whatever he was doing with them. I suggest yo, for Ntomo Futochi, you guys should maybe take on some ambassadors. When I was on the Vodacom billboards, it felt like, why am I on billboards? These guys should use me. Like, why am I just on their billboards? I don't feel like I'm giving them their money and products worth by not being utilized. Why am I not at shows? Why am I not promoting
recording jingles?
Just like how Najana Juvie does their stuff. Elto used to do some of their stuff.
Sure.
You know, dare I say it? After the first billboards, I remember sitting in the Vodacom Summer Fever meeting with some of the guys who were in charge at the time, citing to them that, guys, right after everybody leaves,
sure.
Team what's up? Ke ga bontate nna ne ke kopa fela hle we ha ke re le a bona se le mpeile di billboarding le drama le ba bang le bo mepseletso le bo mang ba re yeah ke se ke re ka nete bontate di billboard mfethu but kwena no tlo thuwa ke re no, not for me. You guys have already introduced to Basotho that we can be these people, the people that they know.
Sure.
So ke kopa le skebela emisa. I even my dog, I told Karalala Kantima Cheletaka Summer Fever, I don't mind. Just keep putting us on these boards.
Bro, I need to invite you again so we can have a part 2.
Hey man, no, I don't mind. No. I don't mind. I've got
second one.
I've got my elders who are thoroughly mad at me because I don't fully expose things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Guys, you know, I come from a long lineage of chieftainship. Everything I do, I end up in leadership.
Sure.
You know, recently after my dad passed, they said I have to go do and stuff. And my grand uncles.
Also for stamp. Because dude, that's the crown.
You know, my grand uncles were like, and I had to make them aware of that's you and I wouldn't be having this conversation.
True.
You understand? Hey, I was top 5 in French. I could have done that stuff. But them people are buis for I get to be Sotho. So let me to Sotho. I was a leader and I didn't ask for it.
Sure.
You understand?
I agree.
And it taught me how to sacrifice. It taught me how to cater for my people. It taught me some of the things that I'm going to need for this leadership position I'm about to walk into.
Hey, bro.
So I can't give it that well. I
don't know, make a gig.
Nah, man. I want to do all of this stuff quietly.
Something. Come on, man. We need to celebrate you.
Pretty ugly. It took a little bit of fame not to like fame.
Yes.
I've had enough fame. I've had enough eyes on me. I need to walk this journey privately for a bit.
Yeah.
You know, get myself into it, learn the ropes.
Yeah.
Our elders so much. I want to be different. You know. So I want to be different. I want to do things as well as I possibly can, so that Lohos and I can be accountable for it and say,
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So
now do that, man, and congrats on. I think it's a congrats situation.
Definitely,
it's a new phase I will pay, or I think don't let go of this one. Yeah, music. Don't do that, man.
I can't,
don't
dog,
do that. A lot
mind.
of people need you. The industry needs you, and I want to thank you, man, for coming through,
man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dadele Mekwan, aka T Mech, aka Mr. Mekeda, Shoda.
King.
Peace.
Cut.